Hey there guys, I'm just a guy having fun out at the range. A little while ago I made a reloading video on 300 Blackout. There's a 300 Blackout cartridge, there we go. Showing you guys all the different steps it takes to reload a spent casing into a live fire cartridge. Thought I'd come out today and actually demonstrate those reloads. So these are the ones that I reloaded. Got them in my box here. And I wanted to compare them, the intentionally light loads that I made, to full power 300 Blackout from this other box. So first and foremost, let's go ahead. I think I've got a magazine loaded up with these nice and light ones. Let's get that. And let's see if we can hit anything at 100 yards with a light load. High. There we go. Yep. There we go. Okay, so I'm a little high at 100 yards with the 0 on the scope, but you'll notice that I can ring those things off pretty quick. Just load up a few more here. They're super light, super easy to shoot. Alrighty, here we go. Now that I know that I'm high, I'm going to aim a little low. Whoop. There we go. Alright, those last two, the target was swinging and I started missing because of that. So, yeah, nice and light. I mean, you can run with that, and when you're shooting up closer, 20 yards, even out to 50 yards, it's just a pop, 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 pop. It's like shooting 22. There's just no motion. There's no recoil in the firearm. So now let's compare that to the full power 300 Blackout. So these are factory loaded 300 Blackout cartridges, and I think that these ones are, this one's the 123s, the 150s. These ones are 123s. Okay, so 123 grain, and this was designed to kind of replicate the ballistics of the 7.62 by 39. The AK round or the SKS round is what this guy is trying to replicate. So it's a 30 caliber bullet, 124 plus grains of lead, moving at just over 2,000 feet per second, about 2,400 feet per second. So factory loads, let's see if you guys can tell any difference in the recoil of this particular cartridge. I'm going to start aiming low again, though I'm not sure where these will hit. Let's see if these guys are moving faster. They're going to be lower. Let's see, let's start aiming right on, and let's see if we can get it to hit. High. High right. There we go, okay. So I'm aiming even lower for that guy there. Okay. Now I don't know if you could tell or not, but there was a bit more recoil there. And it makes sense. These are full power loads. They're supersonic, where these guys are close to subsonic. So there should be more energy, more recoil there. And I was actually going to make a point about this gun being overgassed, but that actually felt kind of comfortable. Let me shoot some of these 150s. I think these are 150s. Yeah, these are 150s. Let's see if the 150s are a little bit more punchy. Those 123s weren't bad. The whole point of this video was actually to say that I got an adjustable gas block, and I was going to show you guys what an adjustable gas block does on an AR-15 and why it's important going from subsonic to supersonic. But that wasn't too bad. So I've got it adjusted just right for the subsonics, which is overgassed for the supersonics, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the gas block that I had before. But let's try these 150s. Maybe these 150s will be a little bit more punchy. Yep, can't quite tell where I'm hitting. There it is. There we go. Got 3 on target there. Again, those weren't too bad. I can tell, because I did shoot this just a little bit earlier, that it's slightly overgassed for the supersonics. So for those of you guys who aren't familiar with the AR platform, the way that an AR functions in its semi-automatic form is through what we call direct gas impingement. So there is actually a hole in the top of the barrel. Come on, get off of there. Almost there. This is what you guys came to see, right? Me just unscrewing a handguard. 2 minutes of the video. There we go. All right. So there's a hole in the top of the barrel that allows a little bit of the gas from the burning powder to come up into this gas tube, and it's hot right now. That gas comes all the way back, and then it blows on the bolt, and the bolt gets blown back, okay, using the gas from that cartridge. So rather than the recoil of the round blowing the bolt back, which would be a blowback design, this is a locked bolt, and it's this bolt carrier that's getting blown back, unlocking that bolt, and then bringing the entire spent case out. And that's significantly better than a blowback design for a lot of reasons. That's another video. But that's how it works. Okay. Now on a system like this is a really short gas system. For 300 Blackout, it's actually designed to be a carbine or a pistol length gas system. Really short, which means that the bullet isn't very far down the barrel before gas starts coming back. So if you have a big hole, you get a lot of that gas, and it's more gas than is necessary to actually blow that bolt back. Now with the subsonic cartridges, I have this gas block set to exactly the amount of gas that it needs to cycle reliably. Okay? But that's more gas than is needed for the supersonic cartridges. So I'm going to go ahead and change this. Now this is not a normal AR piece. Most ARs just have a standard gas block. It's not adjustable like this, so don't expect to be able to take your AR apart to be able to do this. But for $30–40, you can actually get an adjustable gas block that has essentially a set screw, 2 set screws in it. Now I need to count, so hold on. Half, 1, stop there. Alrighty, 5.5 turns. Okay. So you can't do this on a standard AR, especially one that has like the front sight block. But if you have an aftermarket gas block like this, you can adjust the amount of gas. So this is essentially 5 turns of a screw less gas than what I was just shooting, and the result of that is there's going to be less pressure. So in a semi-automatic like this, you're getting recoil from the cartridge going off, but you're also getting recoil from the bolt reciprocating. If this were a bolt gun with a locked down bolt, all that you would be getting is the recoil from the cartridge. Now the reality is the bolt gun is going to give you more felt recoil because you're getting all, get this lined up, you're getting all of the recoil from the cartridge directly into the bolt. There's no spring system to help mitigate any of that recoil. So in an AR platform that has that bolt, you're actually getting less felt recoil both from the cartridge going off, but if it's over-gassed and you're throwing that bolt really far back, you're going to get this punch that's not directly related to the actual cartridge. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can cycle. I'm going to put in 3 of the 123 grains after 3 of the 150 grains. Alright, so 150 grains, then 123 grains, supersonic loads. Let's see if it cycles. Oh. Didn't pick up a cartridge. Uh-oh. We must have gone too far. Okay. So the 150s, it's not cycling. Let me try the 123 real quick, because the 123 did cycle last time. 123s. Alright, other than the fact that I missed every single shot there, the 123s do cycle with 5 turns of the screw less gas. Okay? But the 150s don't. Now the other difference that I'm noticing is there is less felt recoil with that less gas. Okay? So there's a trade-off between the recoil. I could dial this in to precisely what I need as far as the gas to reciprocate with that 123, but if I put 150s or my subsonic loads in, then it's not going to cycle reliably. So we saw that with the 150s. Let me just show you. It does the same thing with the subsonics. And a subsonic, I don't think it'll even extract the case. At least the 150s, it was getting the case out, but it wasn't getting enough far back enough to pick up the next round. So let's try some subsonics. I don't think it'll even get the case out. Missed again. Yeah, so you'll notice that essentially have a type 2 malfunction here. There is still brass inside that chamber. It didn't even get far enough to get that out. Quick little rack, and we should be back in business. Again, quick little rack. There we go. Alrighty, and there you go. There's your classic stovepipe, your type 2 malfunction there. Tap, rack flip, and we're empty. Empty on that one. Okay, so anyway, gas is kind of important. I'm going to go ahead and set mine back to the amount of gas that I need to cycle my subsonics. It is less than half of a standard gas port still. So that's pretty crazy when you think about it. Most AR-15s, if you're using that pistol length gas system on 300 Blackout, you're way over gassed, and the result is you're going to be shooting the 300, and it's just going to be kicking you. Shot an SKS in a previous video, and the SKS with the 7.62x39, a little bit more power than the 300 Blackout, is just a joy to shoot. It's really soft recoil, and AR can be a mule if it's over gassed. So getting an adjustable gas block so that you can actually set, this is how much gas I want, can really help the 300 Blackout be a much more comfortable shooter. Anyway, hope that was a little bit informative. Hope you enjoyed actually getting to see some of those cartridges that we reloaded actually in action. If I have some time later, I'll take this one down to the pistol pits and run some steel plates with the subsonic rounds, not the supersonic, just so you can see what that's like. And if that's going to happen, it'll happen now. All right, one last function check. I have a subsonic followed by a 150 grain supersonic and then a 123 supersonic. We're just going to see if I've got the gas system set up correctly so that it will cycle each one of those different rounds. Make sure my dot's on. All right, let's see if it cycles. Oh, those last two were high, but it did cycle on all three of those, and even those 123s, which usually kick really hard, are not nearly as bad as they used to be. So 300 Blackout, ready to go. Anyway, guys, hope that was fun for you. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Best part of the video right here.